The WNBA tried to capitalize on her popularity and crammed a lot of games in over a short amount of time, playing against the best teams in the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark just made $76,000 look like gas money and exposed the biggest lie in women's basketball. One comment about season tickets flipped the entire WNBA conversation on its head. Because while the league is bragging about record viewership and a shiny $200 million TV deal, the face of the sport can't even afford tickets to her own games. Let that simmer for a second. The Indiana Fever didn't just sell out season tickets, they evaporated. Jerseys up 1,193%. Beer sales exploding 740%. Hot dogs tripled. Parking lots overflowing. Concession stands turning into Wall Street trading floors. This isn't basketball anymore. This is a full-blown Caitlin Clark gold rush. And the woman responsible for all of it? She's walking around making $76,000, less than what some assistant coaches earn for wearing headsets and yelling "box out." Now here's where things get spicy. After a monster performance, Lexi Hull jokes about buying season tickets for her family. Cute moment, right? Then Caitlin drops the truth bomb. Those are pretty expensive. It's basically our entire salary. The room went quiet. Camera cut. Everyone coughed into their elbows. Because she wasn't wrong. She just said what everyone else was too scared to say. The entire Fever payroll is $1.2 million. That's less than what an NBA rookie, one rookie, makes on a standard contract. One guy in the NBA makes more than the entire Indiana Fever combined. And we're supposed to act like everything is normal? Let's get to the receipts. Of the 18 WNBA games that crossed 1 million viewers, 16 featured Caitlin Clark. Fever vs. Storm? 2.2 million viewers. Liberty vs. Aces with Aya Wilson and Brianna Stewart, generational names, pulled 577,000. Those are good numbers, until Caitlin quadruples them in her sleep. She doesn't just move the needle. She is the needle. Corporate partnerships in Indiana? Up 225%. Concession sales? Record-breaking. Craft beer sold? 2,826 gallons, just from Fever games. This woman is printing money like she's running her own mint. And what's her reward? A 4-year contract worth $338,000 total. Her rookie base? $6,595. 6, 5, 9, 5. And before I go further, if you're rocking with this story, hit that like button real quick and subscribe to Court Queen so you don't miss the rest of this saga. It helps way more than you think. Back to the chaos. Third quarter versus Seattle. Caitlin misses a shot, hits the basket stanchion in frustration. Totally normal competitor stuff. The ref? Instant technical. Told her she was being disrespectful to the game. The same game that's been disrespecting her bank account since draft night. But Caitlin took it like a champ. She said she was just frustrated she wasn't hitting shots. Nothing to do with teammates or opponents. Then she literally thanked the ref because it made her play harder. That's not just maturity. That's someone bigger than the league she's in. She's breaking rookie records like it's a hobby. A shattering 232 assists, on pace to break Alyssa Thomas's all-time single-season assist record of 316, as a rookie, with 12 games left. But wait, it gets worse. Team USA. Caitlin Clark, the biggest draw in women's sports, snubbed from the Olympic roster. They had the audacity to leave her at home while flying to Paris. And the WNBA? They packed her schedule with back-to-back games against the league's best teams to milk her popularity. She takes a moment to breathe, comes back like a storm, wins AP Player of the Week, drops record-breaking performances, carries her team on her back, and people still want to compare her to Angel Reese. Listen, Angel Reese is phenomenal. A rebounding machine. A rising star. But comparing her to Caitlin Clark right now is like comparing a nice apple to an entire forest of apple orchards. Caitlin Clark is already a top 5 player in the league as a rookie. That's not hype, that's math. When people start asking whether her rookie year belongs next to Candace Parker and Maya Moore in the all-time category, yeah, we're witnessing generational greatness. But haters will still say, oh, she's just a media product. Oh, she's only big because of college. Oh, she gets preferential treatment. Preferential treatment? She's making $76,000 while generating millions. She's getting fouled like she owes people money. Seattle literally benched starters to stop her from getting a triple-double. Then Skylar Diggins-Smith bumps into her during a dead ball. Petty, jealous, pointless. And everyone saw it. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Some players are more focused on tearing Caitlyn down than elevating their own game. The jealousy is loud. The insecurity is louder. But here's what they don't understand. A rising tide lifts all boats. Caitlin Clark is that rising tide. She talked about WNBA players flying commercial. Cramped seats. Delays. Carrying their own luggage. She didn't have to speak up. She's got Nike money. She's got endorsements. She's set. But she used her platform to fight for players who never had that luxury. And guess what? The league changed the travel rules. Not because they wanted to. Because Caitlin Clark forced the conversation. That's leadership. That's influence. That's legacy. Yet some people still act like she's the villain. Let's talk money. The WNBA just signed a TV deal worth $200 million, potentially hitting $260 million a year. That's historic. But player salaries? They're still locked in from a 2020 CBA that expires in 2027. The league is booming, but salaries are stuck in the past. And Caitlyn is the one exposing it. Most WNBA players don't have endorsements. Most aren't living glamorously. $76,000 in 2025 is barely regular person money. And that's if you don't live in an expensive city. Caitlyn makes millions in endorsements, sure. But she still calls out the broken pay system. If the face of the league says the money doesn't make sense, the money doesn't make sense. Now let's get into Rookie of the Year. People keep pretending this is a debate. It's not. Angel Reese has been incredible, absolutely. But Caitlin Clark isn't just a rookie, she's a revolution. She's rewriting record books, dragging the fever into relevance, quadrupling ratings, putting the entire league on her shoulders. The real question isn't Rhodey. It's whether she's having the best rookie season in WNBA history. Candace Parker won MVP as a rookie, iconic. Maya Moore won a championship as a rookie, legendary. But neither carried a franchise the way Caitlyn is carrying Indiana. This isn't a two-woman race with someone trailing. This is Caitlin Clark in her own tier, with Aya Wilson and Breanna Stewart fighting for second place. And let's be clear, Aya is phenomenal. A monster. MVP caliber. But the gap between her and Caitlyn isn't as wide as people think, especially when you factor in team impact. Meanwhile, the WNBA has all this growth, all this attention, all this money pouring in, and players are still dealing with salary drama, travel issues, and inconsistent treatment. Caitlin Clark is the most valuable player to the league, even if she won't win MVP on a technicality. And look at the fever. Multiple Player of the Week awards. Better culture. Better chemistry. Caitlyn hyping up Lexi Hull after she drops a career high. Caitlyn praising Kelsey Mitchell every week. She redirects attention, shares the spotlight, and uplifts everyone around her. But some players still target her. Skylar Diggins-Smith bumping her during a dead ball? That wasn't physicality. That was insecurity. If I'm Caitlyn, I'm saying, get your coat, your bag, and get out of my lane. While you're playing petty games, I'm changing the entire sport. She's dropping dimes, shredding defenses, breaking records, and elevating the league financially and culturally. And yes, Angel Reese and the other rookies are thriving too. That's good. That's healthy. But the league is failing to capitalize. Ratings booming. TV deals rising. Fans pouring in. And the conversation is still about low pay and bad travel. Stephen A. Smith said it best. A rising tide lifts all boats. You ain't gotta love her, but you better respect her. Caitlyn spoke up about commercial flights. The league didn't budge until SHE said something. People ask, why did it take that? Wrong question. The question is, who else had the power to make the league listen? Nobody but her. The numbers keep proving it. Caitlin Clark games double, triple, quadruple the viewership of other marquee matchups. She's the reason casual fans care. She's the reason sponsors are flooding in. She's the reason WNBA highlights are actually trending. And through all this, she's underpaid. She's disrespected. She's physically targeted. Imagine the NBA treating LeBron or Steph like this as rookies. The outrage would burn the internet down. But because it's the WNBA, people expect Caitlyn to smile and say thank you. Thankful for what? $76,000? Commercial flights? Olympic snubs? Cheap shots? Bad whistles? Nah. Caitlin Clark deserves better. And so does every woman in this league. This isn't just basketball anymore. This is a fight for value, for equity, for respect, for players who built this league and players who are carrying it into the future. Caitlin Clark brought the fans. She brought the money. She brought the spotlight. She brought the momentum. Now it's up to the WNBA to not fumble the biggest opportunity in its history. Because if they don't fix this, somebody else will. And the WNBA will look back and realize they had lightning in a bottle and let it slip right through their fingers. Caitlin Clark just changed the world. Not with a trophy, not with an MVP, but by forcing a conversation the WNBA has ignored for years. And whether the league likes it or not, there's no going back now. And if you're still here, fam, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment so more people hear this story. Court Queen out.